Alright, what up my sweetie pies? I hope you're doing well and aren't just watching TikTok for 14 hours straight, although I wouldn't exactly blame you judging by the current circumstances if you know what I mean. And today we're gonna be diving into a story that just irritates me a lot, and I'll of course be sharing my personal thoughts about this entire situation as well. And I'm talking about rapper Lil Xan getting into a fight with similarly awful rapper Supreme Patty the other day. But before we dive into all that, if you're enjoying this kind of content, feel free to subscribe to the channel for more. It's heavily appreciated, and my YouTube studio actually tells me 3/4 of people watching are not subbed. So if you're still here watching and haven't become a member of the Materwelon commentary autism squad yet, what are you doing? Go hit the sub button down below, and in case you change your mind later on, it's also entirely free to unsubscribe. Okay, so today we're gonna take a look at this supposed fight that broke out between washed up rapper Lil Xan and equally washed up rapper Supreme Patty, two names you most likely haven't heard in a long time, or never, depends on how long you've been actively following the rap game, I suppose. So just as a quick rundown for the people watching that are like Lil Xan and Supreme Patty, who the hell are those people supposed to be? Basically, Lil Xan blew up in 2018 with his breakout single Betrayed and had like 2 other somewhat successful songs after that. And then he just kind of became progressively worse and more irrelevant since he had the rap skills of a cat that just got run over by a car. On the other hand, we have Supreme Patty, who looks like 35 and 16 at the same time with that acne, and he's known for some songs from 2018 I guess, and essentially he's equally fallen off since then. Even though both of them are now extremely irrelevant musically speaking, at least Lil Xan gets into the news sometimes when he does some stupid shit like overdose on Cheetos, but definitely not because of his music. So the article that broke this story is from Barstool Sports, and they tell that Lil Xan throws drink on rival rapper then hides behind the security like a baby back bitch. So already a very objective and neutral news platform. I'm sure they're incredibly trustworthy for objective news coverage. Now even this title alone got a few people offended, since apparently Lil Xan is a little bit less irrelevant than Supreme Patty and therefore they're not rivals. But I mean, if they're fighting each other, they are basically rivals already, or they at least became rivals. It's the same with Lil Reese and 6ix9ine for example. They're definitely not the same weight class, but there's certainly a rivalry going on between the two rappers. Anyway, this article reads the following. The rapper, referring to Lil Xan, was performing at Treehouse Rooftop Lounge in Fort Myers, Florida, when things got heated in the VIP section. Our sources say Xan and internet prankster Supreme Patty exchanged some heated words. You can see Xan was up on a stage or platform while he and Patty jawed at each other. So apparently this happened in the state of Florida at a club lounge, because Florida is one of the only US states that's not like completely locked down right now for whatever reason. I'm not certain who's in charge of handling any of that in Florida, but they need to be replaced because Florida has the biggest hive of conspiracy theorists that don't even believe in corona in the first place, who will just go out there and infect tons of people. Well, I guess Florida's reputation is already shattered, so might as well keep the clubs open, right? But regardless, here I actually gotta give some credit to Lil Xan, at least when it comes to the coronavirus, even though I'm certainly not too much of a fan of the guy's music and some of the stuff he previously said I heavily disagree with. But here I feel like he doesn't get the credit he deserves, because during the past year Lil Xan was one of the few rappers that actually encouraged their fans to stay at home and even quarantined himself incredibly strictly with his family, which I respect at least. Even though I don't think he's a very talented rapper, he seems like a decent and responsible human being, at least when it came to the coronavirus. You can't say that for most rappers. Either they go out partying every other day or they just straight up deny COVID exists in the first place. So props to him for that, but otherwise his career has really taken a negative turn, at least from my personal perception. His most recent musical releases that weren't just other failed rappers bringing him on for a cheap feature were honestly terrible. All the lyrics to his latest solo single, My Girlfriend, are written like it's supposed to be a nightcore song for 12-year-old white girls. At least he writes them himself, but it doesn't excuse them being terrible. I'm not some kind of lyrical genius, but even I could probably come up with better lyrics than just repeating My girlfriend wants me dead 5 times and then sounding like an old door being closed. That's essentially really what he sounds like. Not saying Supreme Patty sounds any better, by the way. Moving on, I'd really like to show you guys this entire confrontation on video, but YouTube has age restricted all the uploads of this interaction, so I'ma try and showcase it the best I can with screenshots. So Lil Xan is on stage on this club with almost exclusively white dudes in it, and Supreme Patty was screaming at Lil Xan, to which he then threw a drink at him. Supreme Patty then responded by charging him before getting pulled back, and finally Lil Xan gets escorted out of the lounge by his security. Now this ignited some kind of back and forth over on social media between the two rappers that for some reason people care about. Like, these people have both fallen off. Supreme Petty hasn't released a single song last year. Most people didn't even know him in the first place. And Lil Xan, obviously, like we previously stated, is also incredibly irrelevant by now. So I don't get why this got so much attention in the first place, but it is what it is, I guess. So this article states, I'm being 100% serious when I say this was the most predictable video of all time. The second it started, you knew exactly what was going to happen. Xan throws drink, Xan gets charged, Xan hides behind security. What did you think he was going to do? Throw a punch? Challenge Supreme Petty to a duel? Not even a chance. He knew exactly how things would end, which is why he started the fight in the first place. Now, to this I have to say, I won't pretend like I'm some kind of journalistic genius. I wrote like 2 basic articles in my entire life, but even I know that this article isn't the least bit objective and neutral, which is terrible for an article that's supposed to be a credible news source. I mean, even the No Jumper show, when they covered this, cited it as their main source, so whoever this author is definitely needs to improve the way he tackles these sort of things. Well, anyway, so Supreme Petty posts this lovely picture of Lil Xan, to which Lil Xan replied with an equally petty picture, and I'm just sitting here thinking, these are 2 of the most insecure rappers I've ever seen. When the actual confrontation happens, they're all hiding behind or getting frightened by the security, but once they're on social media and in the comfort of their own homes, they've grown balls again. It is what it is. So afterwards they decided to switch platform over to Twitter, where Supreme Petty tweets out, I didn't just run up on Xan when that all went down last night. Him or someone in his group threw a drink at me in the section, so I obviously fucking got up and tried fighting him. This kid is lame as fuck, to which he replied, we both got booked. Bruh, you came to my event and pretended like you got booked for it, came to my table and tried to drink everyone's bottle. And this is one of the few occasions where Lil Xan is actually right, because according to the hosts of the lounge where they were performing, Supreme Petty wasn't even getting paid to be there in the first place. So he's basically just exposed for not even getting booked anymore, which showcases the state of this man's career. If you don't even get booked for events anymore, but you have to either pay to perform or just arrive there and try to get a performance, you know your rap career is a nearly completely sunken ship. I mean, we're talking about a man that hasn't released a single since 2019 on streaming platforms. Nobody was even talking about this guy within the rap scene before, so I personally at least believe Supreme Petty mostly did this to get some attention, even though he also seemed generally aggravated when Lil Xan threw something at him. But he provoked him in the first place, so I still think this was all about getting talked about again. I also assume Lil Xan did the right thing by not outright fighting this dude. I know they say if you talk the talk, you have to walk or something like that, but in this situation, not only would Lil Xan have embarrassed himself some more, because let's be real, with his chicken legs he's not winning that fight, but he would have also given some more attention to the other guy. So I can't blame Lil Xan too much here, even though both sides have kind of messed up in this situation. The main takeaway should probably be both of these people have fallen off, but Supreme Petty even more, because he can't even get booked anymore for his appearances. But yeah, otherwise I don't think you can even take away too much from that. I feel like the internet will just move on in a couple of days again and forget about this, especially since both of these people are incredibly irrelevant by now, and I feel like Supreme Petty is definitely done for. But anyway, what do you think of this? Definitely let me know in the comments down below. Sub to the channel if you're enjoying this style of content, like the video, and yeah, I'll see you around. Stay safe.